I mean,
I just think,
it's as far as the boycotts go. I thought they were a nice gesture. I thought the NBA clearly got some good things out of it. The issue is that, like I think Doc Rivers put it best, it's not the NBA's job to fix the world, but it is their job to be a part of it, right? And this was their way of being a part of it. And I think most of the boycott came from their frustration of feeling so powerless. You know what I mean? These are guys who have reached the top of their craft, multimillionaires, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. And they're still watching their people die. And it's just like, dang, man, like I'm out here playing a game for millions of dollars and people who don't have that privilege are still dying. And it, you know, at the end of the day, like, yeah, that's true. But unfortunately, with the money that you have, you still don't quite have the power that is needed to make the changes, right? You know, we could stop every sports league and completely boycott them forever until that's not. It doesn't necessarily mean that changes are going to happen, right? Because how many of the people who truly need the changes in their hearts, right? You're talking about regular people who still don't get it. Those people stopped watching sports already, especially the NBA, so they didn't care about this boycott. This didn't change their hearts in any way, shape, or form. So that wasn't going to, you know, a boycott wasn't going to solve that issue. Really what it comes down to, and the biggest impact that the NBA has is voting and educating as many people as possible on the importance in that. And I get it, especially amongst Black people. So many Black people have given up on the system because it has not worked for us. I get it. I just had a discussion with a college friend of mine, and this is something that we talked about. He doesn't vote. He's adamant about it. And I'm like, okay, well, you know, one, that's your right. You can exercise that. But don't discourage other people not to, for one. It's their legal right under the Constitution is to use their right to vote. But the thing is, ultimately, it matters. Voting matters. And it's not just picking between Biden or Trump. Like those guys will not, neither of them will eradicate systemic racism. I'm here to tell you that now. Neither of those guys within the next 4 years, whoever gets elected is not going to. Now, Joe Biden's going to try a little bit harder than Trump is, right? And from a federal level. But what really matters is the local elections that happen. Right? And your Congress and Senate, those are the people that pass laws and legislation. Guess who your police commissioner is selected by? In most places, it's your mayor. How many people even know their mayor? I can't tell you the mayor of York's name. I can't.
Michael Helfrich.
Something like that. I think I saw his name in the news when all these protests sparked out, but I cannot tell you his name off the top of my head. I voted in 2016. I don't know that I voted for him because I didn't pay attention, right? So that's something for me personally that's become an agenda that I've taken amongst myself is becoming much more educated on mayor elections and things like that. Because and also a lot of these elections happen every 2 years instead of 4. We had the issue with Central.
Really, every year there's elections.
Pretty much every year, depending on where you live, there's an important election that happens. Even school board, pretty much happens. Muldrow, you're probably familiar. Out here and in the school district that I now live in, Central York had some racist comments that came out of a YouTube
board member.
A board member. You know, their meeting was broadcasted on YouTube. People were highly upset in the Central community. Well, that person was just elected last year. The two ladies that were making the comments were literally just elected last year. It's an all-white school board. So even the people who don't agree with her, none of those people are in a position to check her. They're not educated enough on this topic for the most part, especially a heavy Republican school board, all-white school board, is not going to check her comments. She has no one there even refuting what she's saying. This is the issue. These are the people that decide your children's education, their fate, essentially, right? And we're not voting for, we're not even participating in these elections. You know what I mean? So that's where it starts. You know,